Hi everyone, welcome back on the journey. Hope you enjoyed the journey till now and let's proceed further. So the next stop in the the next stop is requirement elicitation and the collaboration. Here the actual work starts for a business analyst. When we as a business analyst interact with the stakeholders and get the requirement. High level work includes prepare for elicitation, conduct, and last, review and confirm the results. So this is the place which my friend told. I gather the requirement, and this step indicates a lot of things about here. So the requirement elicitation knowledge area define the standard techniques used to collect the requirement of the system. If I say a child want to buy the toys and he want to be get it by done anyway. So what he do, he will start asking question to you. Why and sorry, he will ask, okay dad, when you're going to market, how you're going to market, what are you bringing from the market. It means he's getting the requirement that okay, is my dad is going on the right place where I can get the toys or not. This activity is also known in the industry as the eliciting requirement. The scope of the elicitation work may be a new system and enhancement of the existing system. Maybe at this place you are going to be create a complete new system, if I can say a complete service now fresh implementation, or I'm going to be implement another 2 or 3 modules of service now for my same client. The business analysis professionals select the appropriate mean to gather the need requirement based on the applicability of the technique, process, key feature, and the strength and the weakness. It is very much important point here. Let me put a little bit more things here. To gather the requirement, if I take a normal example, which I generally take or which I generally use, that one day my kid came to the school and he was not happy. So my wife asked to my kid, what happened? He did not reply back. Then she says, okay, did you enjoy your lunch? He said, okay, I enjoyed. Did you get something more from school today? Some homework kind of things. He did not say anything at that point of time. Now she convert the topic and change the topic and say, okay, let's play a game. When they both starting the game, then my wife again starting asking the few more questions. So at this point, it is important that how we are going to gather the requirement. We have a list of the techniques which we need to be used. Before that we proceed, let's understand the word elicitate is defined to draw forth or bring out. Again, to draw forth or bring out. Something latent or potential. Maybe something can be a requirement or something is a requirement. And the second, to call forth and the draw out. It means the information which you get or the response you get, you're drawing something and you're going to be build something on that part. It is a very, very, very important place for a business analysis perspective. This is what my friends say that I do day in, day out, this thing only. The elicitation and the collaboration, and the word is adding collaboration because a BA did not, or the business analyst did not gather the requirement alone. He need a collaboration from the multiple parties as well. It describe the task that business analysts perform to obtain the information from the stakeholder and confirm the results of elicitation is drawing forth or receiving information from the stakeholder or the other sources. In nutshell, if I say this is the place, if I am hungry and my mother want to know that I am hungry or not, With the help of my questions, with the help of my responses, she can draw the conclusion and she can say yes, it is his requirement. So now let's proceed further and see what are the tasks involved. Don't see on the right side, let's see on the first left side. Total 5 tasks a BA need to do, a business analyst need to do here. Number 1, prepare for elicitation. Oh my God, Atul, I'm going to the client side to gather the requirement, but are you going just? Have you done your homework on that part? This is important to be see here. So under this, the purpose of prepare elicitation is to understand the scope of the elicitation activities. It doesn't mean that I'm going to the client side to gather the requirements so I can put anything or I can ask anything. No, you should know the scope, that what had been mentioned in the SOW or in your work orders kind of things. Select the appropriate technique and plan appropriate supporting material and the resources. This is what I am saying again here. So whenever I go to the customer side to gather the requirement, I always use the now create. In the last part, we discussed about the success pack. If you get the time, please go and check the assets area as well. Or maybe I can try to show you something on that part in this particular session. Okay, in this particular recording. Then in this particular task, a business analyst prepare for the allocation by defining the desired outcome. What you want to be achieved. I'm going to gather the requirement, that's fine. But what you want to be achieved, what is the output you want to be achieved, that is important to be here. Don't mix it that Atul, we done this part of the planning. No. Planning is to reach at this particular station. In this particular station, I'm going to do actual work. This is what important point here. Okay. So business analysts prepare for the elicitation by defining the desired outcome of the activity. Number 1, considering the stakeholders involved and the goals of the initiative. It includes which work product will be produced using the elicitation results, deciding which technique is best suited. So in short, if I say in this particular task, I'm going to be discuss mainly that what are the techniques which you can see on the right side has been there. Do I need to be follow the brainstorming, some document analysis, focus group, interviews, observation, prototyping, workshop, reverse engineering, survey questions. These are the different techniques, and these are not the limited one. There are a few more techniques exist. It depends that what you want to be achieve and what you want to be want. So in that case, you can decide what you want to be achieved. According to that, you can pick up the right technique to do this part. You have to be make sure under the again I'm at the 4.1 only, and in this particular place in per task you have to be ensure that you have all the elicitation logistics, your decks, your templates, your attendance cards, your travels, everything should be ready and handy with you. Identify any supporting material if needed. Again, same thing, decks I can say, presentations I can say, facts and figures I can say, because this is a time where when you are going to be interact with the stakeholder, you're going to be represent your company, you're going to be represent your organization in the front of the customer. So first impression is the last impression, I can say here. In the second task, that is conduct elicitation, here you have to be actually doing the work. All the best here. Under this part, total 3 things have to be measured. Not to be measured, I can say to be considered. Number 1 is that in this particular area, on this particular task, what is the outcome? Number 1, the aim is to draw out, explore, and identify information relevant to change. Let's say in a day, I have an 8 hours workshop. Out of 8 hours, I am able to make a decision or able to draw something that the discussion I have done for the first 3 hours or 4 hours has been crunched for this particular relevant change. In this part, we have to be considered 3 main types. Number 1, the elicitation should be collaborative. And it is practically, I'm saying, whenever we go as a business analyst for the requirement gathering and we start speaking in the technical term and we only speak, we did not listen to the customer, we lost half of the battle. So it should be collaborative. You also say, listen from the customer perspective and then take on the further proceedings. So in this part, I can say involve direct interaction with the stakeholders. and relies on their experience, expertise, and the judgment, because they are from the business. They know the business more than you, or more than me, or more than us. We know the service now, but they know the business more than us. So better to understand them, to experience them, to listen them, and then take a decision. Second type of elicitation. Number second is research. Sometimes what happens in the workshops, stakeholder did not speak much, but when we present the present decks or the sign of material, then they say, no, I don't know about this thing. So it should be, the research is the second part we have to be make sure. So it involves us systematically discovering and studying information or materials from the sources which are not directly known by the stakeholders and involve the change. Maybe someone say, hey, if you read this document, it helps you to go for the particular requirement gathering. So in that case, you can do some research and you can present in. Last, experiments is a very much important point. Experiment says it involves identifying the information that could not be known with some sort of controlled test. It means you are just doing the experiment to get the information. Simple. Some information cannot be drawn from the people of the document. Maybe I asked my stakeholder, okay, what do you think about the service now? Is it good or bad? He says, Now you cannot draw that it's good or bad. In that case, you have to do the experimentation approach. This is important to be understand this one, because it is unknown. This doesn't mean that it's a good or it's a bad. Okay, and I remember that if I take example that someone asked, hey, are you coming there? I said yes, or I said no, or maybe I said it means you're coming or not. That's important. Yes doesn't mean it's yes, or it doesn't mean no. So experiments can help you discover the kind of information you're looking for sometimes. Experiment includes observational studies. Study the nature, study the way, or study the points which stakeholders are doing in the workshop, so that you can understand. Proof of concept, show them the proof of concept, do some POCs and show them. And finally, some screening, some wireframing, some prototyping you can show them. And also stakeholder may collaborate in elicitation by, one more thing, because I say it's a collaborative approach, so it's my responsibility. Definitely it's responsibility of my stakeholder as well. So in this, participating in interaction during the elicitation activity and researching, studying, and providing feedback on the documents, system, and the model interfaces. It is important. If you remember the previous one which we discussed on the business analyst stakeholders, so you can find out that who is important here, who can help you to prove this study is fine, to give you the scope, to give you the place that okay, these documents are absolutely fine and they are happy to proceed further. And different techniques, as I pick up on the right side, it includes brainstorming, document analysis, focus group, interview, observations, kind of things you can pick up. We're not going in the deep dive of these techniques, but you can get a chance. If you get a chance to check on the Google, you can go through. The third task, which is important, is called the confirm elicitation results. There is a game which we played in my childhood, that is called the whispering game. Someone told me something, I passed to the other person passed to the other person, other person passed to the other person. This is what the elicitations say here. My customer say, I want X. I said, okay, it's maybe small x, or it's a bigger X, or it's a double X, kind of things. But how you get a confirmation, you have to do this part here only. So in this particular step, if I say that the purpose of confirm elicitation results to check information gathered during the elicitation activity or the session, accurate and consistent. That is number one part. We have to be doing this particular thing. Generally say, oh, I go to the client side, I get the requirement, it's done. No, unless you will not confirm, it's not done. That's the half you have done. If you are booking a ticket and you do not get the PNR number, it doesn't mean that your tickets have been booked. So this is what the confirmation is. Second part, in the elicited information is to confirm, to identify any problem or to resolve that before resources are committed. It is again important point here. And this review can be done on the both side. You can do, as a business analyst, you can do this thing with your technical teams as well, and you can do these activities with your stakeholders as well. And also, to if any error, any conflict, any ambiguity, we can sort it out at this particular place. And the last one, the elicitation can be compared against the sources and their elicitation results to be ensure consistency. Let's say I send 5 of the BAs or the business analysts to the different for one customer for the different kind of requirement gathering. There's a stakeholder who's supporting in the 5 areas, and I need to make sure that that person is consistent in everywhere. So this is a place where we can do the things, and also it build a healthy relationship with your customer. It gives a confidence to your customers or the stakeholders that yes, we are on the right track. In the second last, number 4 is communicate the business analysis information. Listen, note it down, send it. It's done. Communicate. It is important here because after this you're going to be store the information on the platforms which we discuss in the planning area. So in this particular task, what we're going to do, the purpose of communicate business analysis information is to ensure that stakeholder have a shared understanding of the business analysis information. Means when we communicate, we make sure that okay, now as a business analyst, I sorry, and you as a stakeholder, we are on the same page and we understand yes, this is what we discussed and we're going to be build that. But I'm communicating it now. Officially, I'm communicating it now. Then business analyst must communicate appropriate information to the stakeholder at the right time in the right format. It is important. If there's a change in the requirement, doesn't mean that you are going to be do only in the email. If there's a change in the requirement, you should go with the proper template, format, authorization. Only then you should communicate to the stakeholder. This is the second point, including language and all the things you have to be make sure it should be captured properly in this part, that how it has been communicated to you. And it is a bi-directional and the iterative. It is not one side. If I send, I should receive acknowledgement as well. And it's a iterative. It doesn't mean that today everything has been final, tomorrow it cannot be reopened. It can be reopened again as well by tomorrow. So we have to make sure. And last is manage the stakeholder collaboration. It is a second step in the second task which we are going to discuss, which we discuss in the planning phase, engagement, stakeholder engagement. And now you are going to be manage that collaboration. So in this, the purpose of manage stakeholder collaboration is to encourage stakeholder to work toward a common goal. Because now you spend a lot of time to discuss with them. Your goal and your way of discussions is almost similar with, or aligned with the goal of the change as well. So now you have to make sure that you all, as a business analyst, as a business process consultant, as a stakeholder, work toward the common goal. Business analyst work itself is so many collaboration between groups. If I say my personal experience, I interact with the multiple groups on a given point of time. So I have to make sure that all the collaboration should be work hand in hand. And also, it is important that in the stakeholder part, a stakeholder has a power or the degree to influence the results, to influence the audience as well. So we have to make sure that all the things should be in the place, and if there's any influencing happening, then I should be aware and I can take the proper action on that particular part. Now, one more thing. There are poor relationship with the stakeholder. Sometimes there are the poor relationship with the stakeholder that can have many detrimental effect on the business sales. So it means it is very much important. See, for a business analyst, the relationship is very much important. It's a working relationship, very much important and healthy. It should not be like today I call and after 2 years I'm getting again calling back to my stakeholder. Hey, how are you doing? No, it should be like a continuous discussion should be there, so that they should feel that yes, we are working, and I should feel yes, I'm working with them on a common goal. So in this particular part, if I say that if it's a poor relationship, it means the reason can be failure to provide the quality information. Customer is asking something, stakeholder asking something, and you're providing after 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 days. It's completely called as a insufficient quality information. Then strong negative reactions. If customer says something and you immediately say negative point and you're putting some obstacle, that's again a wrong part here. Try to avoid these things, important. Then resistance to the change. It is sometimes what happen in the BA area that we have to be change the path. It's not like always my way or highway. You have to be follow the things if required. Lack of support or participation in the business analysis. Customer said, hey, I want to be looking for a workshop with you. I'll plan something later on. And you are just bypassing it. That's actually wrong. If you want to be make a good relationship, then you should, I'll not say you should, we should also, I include myself as well, provide service to the business analyst, including inputs to the business analyst task and the other support activities. It show a good healthy relationship. Depend on the service provided by the business analyst, including outputs of the business analyst task, and participate in the execution of the business analyst task. So this is what we covered in this particular part. Now let's take to the tour of the now create here, and let's see what we have under this particular part here. So now if you see here what we have discussed, let me come here. So we have prepared for elicitation, conduct, confirm. So it means something we have to be go for the requirement gathering here. Okay, so now I can come ServiceNow provide me this particular place. So this is the place which I can use 100%. Conduct platform workshops. As a business analyst, I need to be go for the workshops multiple times, and I have to be prepared for this elicitation. There's some homework I have to perform, so you can do this part. So now if I open this, let me say prepare for platform core workshop. Maybe let's say my customer is new in the industry or new in the service now. So first of all, I have to be give them a workshop about this. So you can say what is input. So you can say what is foundation data, what is workshop, language and all the things. What is platform workshop agenda, how to draw that part. Let me show you, which I promised you earlier. Let me show you here, and let me show download it here. Or you can say, yeah, let me bring it here for you, and you can see this is what the agenda I can use. ServiceNow provide the agenda, complete agenda ServiceNow provide. It doesn't mean that you cannot modify. If you want, you can modify as well if required. So you can see who is what on all these things. This is important point. This is the kickoff, platform kickoff agenda. So this is not a success pack. This is a asset which we are going to be use that. So now you can go back here. If I show you, and let me close it here and go back. Let me come here. Now conduct platform workshop. You can say, Atul, that's fine. Okay, workshop has been done. Now what next? For me, important is to do the process workshops. So you can see here. So you can see prepare for process workshop. Before you conduct the elicitation, you can go for the process preparation, that how to prepare that part. What I need to be do in these particular workshops. So this is the homework you can do here. So why, who, and how. You can see responsible is this and accountable is this. How it can be done? Inputs. You can go for the change management. It's not the change enablement. I'm sure it's something change management workshops. Okay, that's fine. Employee center, CMDB. So you can see that what is the prerequisites. So if I'm implementing the service now first time to my customer, so I have to be do at least foundation data, CMDB things. I have to be do that part. And last, you're getting the outputs. Believe me, from my personal experience, I'm saying these assets are just awesome thing. Nothing to be worried on that part. It's Microsoft Word. You can get the Microsoft PowerPoint as well. So if I want to be implement Employee Center, you can just click on this and you can download this data. Let me try to download so you can see here. 21 slides. You can go and you can pick up and you can show to the customer that, okay, this is things you're going to be interact with the ServiceNow platform. Now, the one point which we have to be discussed here, let me come here and let me come on this part and let me show you it. Now it's a communicating back. That is important. If you want, and I'm not recommending, but if you want, you can go for the story refinement, even though this is the next stop for us, that how to do this part. So you can do your define architectures as well here, that how the things will work in the architecture level. Okay, so few things you can get it from here, that how to be communicate to the customer, if requirement gathering is completed or not, you can get it from here. Maybe some support you can put it here. Deployment process as of now not required. Maybe assess and plan for the change. It is going to see create the communication plan. You can put it here. Click here. You want to some kind of a format, you can get it here. Job done. Just you have to be think what you are looking for and you can get it. And one more thing, we are just on the our area is ITSM modernize. We are just on the ITSM part. You can check on the other platforms or other areas. So let me go back here. Let me go for the success pack here. If I change it from implementation to let's say core upgrade, and I can see it, click on the all here. So I have core platform upgrade. You can go and you can open the success pack. Let me show you this part. Steps will be same. Initiate, plan, and all the things will be same, but the points can be different. Planning, regression testing. It was not the part of our previous one because we have something else. So it is important for us which the item we're looking for, and then we can do that part. Okay. So now it's time to take a break from this particular station. Let's get some time and we'll be back again soon in the next part. Thank you.